Okay, so apparently I have no common sense, which is weird because I've graduated college, I paid my bills, and I've successfully made mac and cheese in the microwave without burning down the house. But then I found this random common sense quiz online, and with my curiosity growing, I wanted to test my common sense knowledge. So today I'm taking the hardest common sense test on the internet, and if I score below a 60%, I'll let you decide my punishment. But we got a few questions to get through first, so grab your brains, grab your cup of joe, and let's do this.
Okay, so the first one, which word would you use if you need to describe a person who doesn't have all their fingers on one hand? Wouldn't that just be a person? Like, what's the difference if I have one hand, zero hands, no limbs at all? Wouldn't that just still be a person? Or maybe they're meaning like handicapped or like disabled, maybe crippled. Okay, well maybe they're paraplegic because it's asking which word would you use if you need to describe a person who doesn't have all their fingers on one hand. And if you don't have all your fingers on one hand, then your hand's not technically working because you don't have all your limbs, so you would be a paraplegic, right? That's like the medical term for a person who doesn't have a functioning limb, right? All right, so what is it then?
You should just call this person normal.
Oh, that's crazy. No, that's not what it was asking. No, that's so stupid. It says, which word would you use if you need to describe a person who doesn't have all their fingers on one hand? Describing the person. Normal isn't used as describing somebody. Well, actually, yeah, maybe it is. Like, this person is normal. This person's weird. This is off to a great start. I have no idea how many questions there are, but we're already starting horrible. Okay, question number 2. If a plane crashes right on the border between Canada and the United States, where should they bury the survivors? Probably where they're from. Wouldn't that make sense? Wouldn't you bury people, like if they're on a plane and they're going somewhere, wouldn't you just send them back to their family if they need to be buried? No, wait, hold on a second. It's asking me where should they bury the survivors? You don't bury survivors though. I'm so confused right now. But no, like the whole point is that you just don't bury survivors. Survivors are living people, so they don't need to be buried. Is that the answer? I feel like that's the answer. If a plane crashes right on the border between Canada and the United States, where should they bury the survivors? Yeah, no, you don't bury survivors. Those are the only people not getting buried. They're just going on and carrying out with their life, right? There's no way we get this wrong. You don't bury survivors.
But are you 100% sure they bury the survivors?
Okay, so we're 1 for 2 right now. So we're not doing too bad. We have a 50%, so we're failing, but we still got more questions to get through. Okay, question number 3. You have only one match. You have to make a tough choice. What will you light first? Okay, so we only have one match. Okay, well, I'm not going to light the newspaper first because that is made out of paper, and paper doesn't last very long when you burn it. The piece of driftwood over here doesn't look like it's very big, and usually wood kind of burns and cools down over time. Usually, for the most part, historically, these lanterns that you usually see a Cracker Barrel last a very long time. So I'm gonna go with this one. I think you can fuel them with gas, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm gonna pick. I'm thinking the lantern, right? Like the lantern is the only one that makes sense here, because if you light that, then it's gonna last the longest.
The oil lamp is definitely a good choice, but still incorrect. First of all, you'll need to light the match.
There's no way. So these are just like straight to the forward questions. So we gotta really think outside the box here. This is not common sense. This is not a common sense question. That's just the thing you naturally do. I feel like I'm just kind of burying my own hole here. Like, I feel like I should have got that right, but I didn't. I should just start putting these questions on the ACT because I feel like I need to have a high IQ to answer these questions. All right, we've gotten through 3 questions. I've only got one of them right. We're doing so well right now. Okay, question number 4. I don't think I'm gonna get this one wrong. What color do you imagine the stairs are? What stairs? The stairs to heaven? There's no stairs here. What color do you imagine Okay, well, when I think of stairs, I usually think of like brown. Usually when you draw stairs in like a coloring book or just on a painting or whatever, usually, in my opinion, I would draw stairs as brown. I don't even know how to answer. What color do you imagine the stairs are? All right, well, hold on. Before we answer, let's take a look at this. So we have a pink house with a pink door and a pink roof. So maybe the interior is pink, but also all the bungalows outside are brown. So if we're going based off the color of the house, I'm gonna say pink. But if we're going on the outside of everything else, like even the fence over here, those are brown. I would imagine that the stairs are going to be pink. That makes sense. If the house is pink, the doors are pink, the walls are pink, why wouldn't the stairs be pink? Right?
Perhaps if there were stairs, they would most likely be pink, but bungalows just have 1 floor.
Okay, first off, this is my pet peeve with this. Okay, here's where I'm getting upset. Number 1, those are bungalows, right? Right. But I'm also looking at the pink house. And that pink house right there looks like it can have an attic. So why can't it have stairs? I wouldn't call that a bungalow. That pink house is not a bungalow. This right here, this is a bungalow. This is a house. Oh my God. So what? 1 for 4 now. I think we kind of got the first one right. We did say they are a person, but I mean, I don't even know. We either have one or none right. Oh my God, I'm doing so terrible.
One day, a man got caught in the pouring rain. Unfortunately, he had no umbrella or hat or anything else he could use to stay dry. Yet, not a single hair on his head got wet. How so?
Okay, so is he bald? I mean, if not a single hair on his head got wet, then he's gotta be bald because it doesn't look like he has hair. And I don't think he's wearing a hat, because if he's wearing a hat, then, you know, his hair can't get wet either. But I mean, if he's bald and he looks bald, then his hair can't get wet because he doesn't have any. And first off, why is this guy just standing out here in the rain and he's not even moving? Like, is he trying to be the main character right now? Okay, well, I'm gonna say he's bald. I mean, that's the only answer that makes sense to me.
The man was
Am I right?
bald.
The man was bald. Okay, finally, we got one right. I actually somewhat feel proud of myself now. You know, in all honesty, if I'm failing this quiz right now, I don't think I want to play Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, because that might hurt me a lot. Okay, now I know for sure I at least got one right, because I remember the question about the plane of the survivors and where we should bury them, and I said we should bury the survivors. So therefore, I'm not completely dumb. Okay, question number 6. How can it be that every single person in a plane crash died, but 2 people survived? That doesn't make sense, because if every single person died, there are no survivors. Like, that's how they keep tally. If you say every single person died, that means everybody died. Like, how could you have 2 people surviving if everyone's dead? That doesn't make any sense. Like, how can it be that every single person in a plane crash died, but 2 people survived? Hold on. Before I just say that that's not possible, everyone's died, let's think about this for a second. So the question with the bungalows was very specific about the stairs, saying that bungalows only have 1 floor, which is true. Now, I don't think they would ask us this question if there wasn't a right answer, because they would just say every single person died but leave out the 2 people survived. So how can it be that every single person in a plane crash died, but 2 people survived? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, this might be a stretch here, but are the 2 people that survived a couple, but every single person died? Like, single as in not in a relationship died, but the 2 people that are a couple survived? Yo, wait, hold on. I might be cooking here. Just based off the answers that we've had before, I feel like they're gonna throw a complete twister at us, and I feel like that might be the answer. I don't know, though. That just seems far-fetched. Every single person in a plane crash died, but 2 people survived. But 2 people are considered a couple because a 2 is a couple, and a single is just single. So if the 2 people are a couple, they survived, but the single people didn't. I'm gonna say that. I'm just gonna go for it. The 2 people that are a couple survived. If this isn't the right answer, then I have no idea. The thing is that those 2 survivors were married. Okay, so I was right. Okay. I'm not as dumb as I thought I was. So just based off of this answer right here, I have a feeling that the other ones are probably gonna be just as absurd. So we really gotta think here with this. Okay, I think we're 2 for 6 now, because now we're on question 7. What do you sleep on, sit on, and brush your teeth with? Well, you really want to know, I sleep on a bed, I sit on a chair, and I brush my teeth with a brush. Yo, wait, this one's kind of hard. Maybe a timer? An alarm? No, that doesn't make sense. Like, maybe it's time. Like, I sleep on time, I sit on time, I brush my teeth with time. I don't know. Yo, this is kind of hard. Also, why is this guy just kind of staring at me? That making me feel a little uncomfortable right now. Is it asking me like 3 questions all at once? You can't sleep on a toothbrush. You don't sit on a toothbrush. I mean, you can, but you don't usually. I'm just gonna say that's the answer right there. I sleep on a bed, I sit on a chair, and I brush my teeth with a toothbrush. I feel like that might be I feel like that's the answer. I feel kind of confident with that. I'm gonna go with that, because like I don't know what else, if there's like one thing that you would do all 3 of these activities with, that just doesn't add up to anything. A bed, a chair, and a toothbrush. Okay, so we did get it right. Okay, so was that supposed to be like a trick question, like with them asking 3 things in 1 question? Because I feel like we had that right off the rip. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. We're not completely dumb yet. We still got a few more questions to go through, I'm pretty sure. So where does that put us at? Does that put us at 3 correct? I think so. I think we got 3 out of 7 right. Okay, question number 8. In some months, there are 31 days. In others, there are 30. But there's still also 30 days within the 31. The only month that doesn't have 30 is February. February usually has 28 until leap year, then it has 29. But how many months have 28 days? Here's the thing. They all have 28 days. The highest a month can go to is 31. So they all have 28 days. But are you asking me how many months specifically have 28 days? Or how many months entirely have 28 days? Because if you're asking me how many months entirely have 28 days, then it's all 12. If there's up to 31 days in every month, then all of them have at least 28, including February. But if you're just asking me how many months have just 28 days, then it's just February. But here's the thing, though. I feel like this test wants me to say February. I feel like this is a trick question because in some months there are 31 days and other there's 30, which implying that all of them have up to 31, but not February. But how many months have 28 days, which is just February by itself, except if it's a leap year. So I'm going to say all of them have 28 days. All 12 months have 28 days. That's the correct answer.
Actually 12.
All 12 months have 28 days. Okay.
28 days.
Okay. So, see, I told you. They're being devious with this test. Okay, we're doing pretty good. We're at 50% right now, I'm pretty sure. We've gotten 4 out of 8, so we're not entirely dumb, just half dumb. Okay, question number 9. A man is dressed in all black from head to toe, was walking in the middle of the road when all of a sudden a huge black car with its headlights off came around the corner and screeched to a halt, not to hit him. Okay, so the real question is, how on earth did the driver of the car see the man in black? So here's a real question. What time of day is it? Is it nighttime or is it daytime? Because in the daytime, you would still have your headlights off. And if he's wearing all black during the daytime, he's still visible, still a little bit hard to see because he's not standing out. I know this might be far-fetched, but I feel like the person saw the driver in all black was because it was daytime outside. If it was nighttime, he wouldn't be able to see him at all. I think I'm going to say the answer is that it was daytime because that makes the most sense. If they're driving around the corner and he's just wearing all black, but he's got his headlights off, the only way for him to see him is that if it's daytime. If it was nighttime, he wouldn't be able to see him. Is that it? Is that the right answer? Let's see here. Kind of hard not to notice a man dressed completely in black during the daytime. Oh my God. Yo, we're actually starting to cook here. Okay, we started off on kind of thin ice, but we're kind of starting to step on a glacier right now. I'm starting to feel a little bit better about myself, knowing that I'm getting some of these right. We're 5 for 9 right now. Yo, wait, hold on. I need to do math. You know, I might be able to at least somewhat get these answers on a common sense quiz right, but I cannot do math. And I'm also an idiot too. Instead of a calculator, I pulled up the timer. Okay, so 5 divided by 9, that's going to give us to 55%. Okay, great. We're still failing. Okay, so question number 10. One room was filled with valuable secret documents. The second one was full of money. And in the third room, the man kept expensive jewelry. Which of the rooms did the police start to extinguish the fire first and foremost? Okay, so let's see here. So the first room is filled with secret documents. Okay, so here's my question. Did the owner of the house clarify with the firefighters which room has what? Because if he told them that, he may have said the secret documents because they might be associated with the government. But also we could do the second one because it's illegal to burn money. So that's a possibility that they saved the money. But also the third, expensive jewelry, that can go a long way with diamonds and other minerals. Maybe this kind of depends on the context here. I kind of want to say secret documents. First, I was going to say the first floor because I feel like they would have done something crazy and be like, well, the firefighters, they had to walk into the first floor because that's where they are on the ground. So, you know, hypothetically, you know, they can only walk there unless they wanted to get on a ladder. But which of the rooms did the police start to extinguish the fire first and foremost? Police don't extinguish fires. Firefighters do. That's the answer. I'm telling you. See, I'm telling you, none of this information even matters at the top. It doesn't matter. The only question that matters is the actual question. And because you got to look at it, because I completely missed this. I read, which of the rooms did the police start to extinguish the fire first and foremost? And I didn't even realize when I read it, because I already assumed that they were talking about like firemen and like, you know, first responders. That's it. I'm locking in my answer. Question number 10. The answer is police don't extinguish fires. Firefighters do. Give me my money.
Later, but let's get one thing straight. The police don't put
6
out
out of 10. The police don't put out fires. That's what firefighters do. That's what I'm talking about. My IQ is skyrocketing right now. Okay, so what were we at before? We were at 55%. We were at 5 out of 9. Now we got 6 out of 10. So we're at 60%. And we're still failing. Okay, question number 11. What's the biggest problem with snow boots? Okay, well, here's my first thought. That's not a snow boot. That's a glass slipper. Biggest problem with snow boots. Okay, well, there's really no problem with snow boots. So okay, oh no, now I'm scared. So snow boots, you could hypothetically wear at any time during the year, but you usually wear them in snow because they're waterproof. There wouldn't be a problem with snow boots? I don't know. Okay, this question is stupid. This doesn't even make any sense because what's the biggest problem with snow boots? There probably is no problem with snow boots. This is a glass slipper. The only problem with this slipper is that it's not a snow boot. Snow boots melt as soon as you take them home or spring comes. They literally meant actual boots that are made of snow. That is probably the most literal question. I should have known. I honestly, I'm just stupid for not even thinking outside the box like that. No, there's no way that a child would understand this question. There's no way that, oh, well, the boots are made out of snow. No kid even thinks about that. Okay, well, we're 6 for 11 now. Great, now we're really failing. We're at like 57% or something like that. I don't know. Okay, question number 12. How do you put a giraffe in a refrigerator? You can't. You can't. There's actually no way you put a giraffe in a refrigerator unless you kill it, unless we're hunting giraffe. Is that the question? Is that the answer you're looking for this question? I have to kill the giraffe, chop it up, and pre-package it and meal prep this giraffe for it to be able to fit in my fridge. Is that the answer you're looking for? Because if you're asking me if the giraffe can just fit in a refrigerator alive, that's not possible unless it's like 20 feet tall and 100 feet long. I really don't know. I want to say that you have to hunt it and pre-package it to, you know, and put it in a bag for it to fit in the fridge, but I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna lock it. That's gonna be my answer. My answer is that you have to hunt the giraffe and pre-package it to have it ready for meal prepping. That's my answer.
So here's exactly how you do it. You open the fridge.
What is it?
And put the giraffe
How do we fit a giraffe in the fridge?
Then it's better to close the door so you
I'm
won't
dying
let
to
the cold
know.
out.
Please tell me.
This question in particular shows if you tend to overcomplicate things.
You just shove it in there? It's that
13.
That's not.
Now.
There's not. That's stupid. That's so dumb. How is that even an answer? Realistically, a giraffe is not fitting in a fridge. This doesn't make any sense. I guess we'll just take my loss now. We're 6 out of 12. We're back at 50%. Now we're really failing even more. So now we're on question 13, and now it's asking, how do you put an elephant in the fridge? Well, if you really want to be critical and difficult, then you just shrink the elephant and open the door and put it in the fridge. Is that the answer? Is that the correct answer here? Because that's the one you're probably looking for, I would imagine. If we're gonna do it the same way that giraffe fits in the fridge, I would imagine that the elephant just can get stuffed in a fridge. Is that the answer? If it's not the answer, this is just rigged, and I feel completely dumb. You can't, because the giraffe's in the fridge. Oh, you have got to be joking with me right now. You have to take the giraffe out to put the elephant in. Oh my god, dude. 6 out of 13. We're at like what is that, 47%ish? I don't even know anymore, but now we're really failing. All right, question 14. We got Noah's Ark here. Great. What are we looking for here? What animal doesn't board the ark? I'm gonna guess the whale's not going on the ark. A fish isn't going on the ark. A octopus is not going on an ark. A seal's not going on an ark. Any sort of animal that the ocean is its main environment is not going on this boat. Or hold on a second, maybe that's too critical here. Maybe nothing, because the ark is full already. Now, this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say that fish do not board the ark because they're already in water and they can swim.
It's the elephant, of course.
It's the elephant. It's still in the fridge. This is ridiculous. This is stupid. It's the elephant. It's still in the fridge. Why can't we just put the fridge on the ark then? What's question 15? Oh, here we go. We got a map. Oh, how awesome. Geography. Lovely. Here we go. Last question. Question 15. How can you reach the opposite side without becoming a crocodile's dinner? You don't go near any water. You take a helicopter, a plane. You drink Red Bull and grow wings and fly across. What else is there to do? What else can there possibly be besides staying away from the crocodile? It's either that or we just keep following this red line up through Fairy Hills, if that's what it's asking. The opposite side without coming in crocodile's dinner. We just go and continue our route.
Just swim across the river.
Just swim across the river. There's no danger. All the crocodiles are on Noah's Ark.
One out? If so, it shows you can.
This is dumb. There is no shot that there are 10% of children out there that are getting this right. That is some next level critical thinking. If I would have known that all the other questions were associated with another, you know what? Better yet, I probably should have just known, because the elephant couldn't get on the ark because he was in the fridge, and then the elephant couldn't fit in the fridge because the giraffe was in there, and the giraffe can just get shoved in the fridge. So honestly, that's my bad for just not getting it right. So what is our final score now? If that's the final question, we got what, 7 out of 15 right? What does that put us? What is that math here? Let's see. I'm gonna actually open my calculator this time and answer this question. It's 46%. I mean, what else am I supposed to do? I feel like half of these weren't even common sense questions. These were just critical thinking hypothetical questions. You know what? No, I'm done. If you would like to see more content, click here or there. Subscribe before you head out, and I'll probably see you in a couple days. Take it easy.